Starting up. February 2nd. Live video is starting, I hope. Okay, it's Tony Datino here with you, founder of the USA Memory Championship and the president of Datino Consulting Group, doing my Live with Tony on Wednesday, February the 2nd. And just continue to get excited and just love doing these sessions with my Live with Tony audience, and hoping to always catch or capture one new person that listens to this and sees the benefits to their own personal mental health, brain health, fitness that can make a difference in their lives. So what I wanted to talk about tonight is a little bit of an update on USA Memory Championship, because I find that I'm getting more emails from people asking us about the USA Memory Championship for 2022. And we've decided to do a virtual qualifying round on July the 30th. We have our dear partners of Lumosity and Memory League joining us again, similar to what we did in 2021. We're finalizing the film footage that, or the recordings of YouTube that Full Sail University did on 4 hours of the event that we did in October of 2021. And that'll be broken up into pieces so that when we post that back out onto YouTube, you can go to different links and you can hear Chris Baltazaro from Columbia University, or Robert Ajamian from MIT. You can see Jim Carroll do one of his feats where he's not memorizing cards, but looking for the ones that are missing. You can listen to Bob Schaefer from Lumosity, Keith Corson. I mean, it's amazing. You can hear Ruben Romanowski, who is the CEO of the Rosen Center. So they're all in pieces. You can certainly hear myself. You can hear Michael Datino doing something on the Loci method of memory. But we're taking the 4 hours and we're bringing them back into the pieces of each segment. So you can listen for 10 minutes, you can listen for 30 minutes, or you can listen for 4 hours. But the choices will be yours. So we're in the final stages of getting that finalized, getting that back up and posted out on YouTube, so people can then start grabbing little sound bites of pieces that they want to capture and see what our memory competition is like, and the speakers we have, the messaging we give, and the part of the competition. You can see exactly what we put our mental athletes through. All of that is exciting to us. Working with Lumosity and Memory League has been an exciting collaboration of organizations, all with the purpose of saying there's so much more we can do with our memories than we ever thought possible. So we're hoping, I'm expecting that by next week, the week of February 6th, we'll have information of week of February, God, let's think, February 6th, yes, we'll have information coming out to people on our dates, July 30th for the qualifying, October 1st for the live finals. And the good part about it is we're getting interest from people sending emails into our website already that are asking about dates and qualifications and how to sign up. So we haven't even made any announcements yet, and the good part is we're getting a lot of interest. So that's exciting to me as well. Since I've been working at this for 22 plus years, and my messaging and mission has been to make sure people knew that there was more that they could do with their brains than they ever thought possible. And the people that come and compete, we call them mental athletes, have taken a shot at learning skills, mnemonics, and different memory techniques and skills to show that anyone can improve their memories given the desire to do so, the willingness to learn, and then practice. And then, most of all, come in and compete in the event. And that to me is exciting when I look at the growth and the progress that people have made that have competed in this and what their lives have become because of it. It's exciting to know that you can make a difference in people's lives and give them new possibility where they never thought it existed before. And then along comes this continued growth of Alzheimer's and dementia. And people worry and worry and worry, and they get anxious about, what can I do to improve my brain health? Is there something I can do for brain fitness? Is there something I can do that you've seen with people, you've learned from your research and or that can make a difference in people's lives. And so as we've gone about teaching people how to improve their memories, it is branched out to, and how do they improve their overall brain fitness? And that brought us to the research that Michael Datino has done and really diving into, so we can improve our memory, certainly, and that's a way of creating focus and growth of thinking. But we can also take that and capture some other elements of what we need to do to improve our overall brain fitness. So I want to just quickly share those. If you've been listening to Live with Tony, you've heard them over and over again, but we've got Michael's online Maximum Memory Mastery has been well received and has really done well for people that want to learn how to just improve names and faces and numbers and lists and different elements of memory. But expanding that in terms of brain fitness and health, we've also learned the importance of sleep and what happens during sleep that absolutely helps clarify and purify toxins in our brain. We've learned the importance of how we handle stress and what does stress do to our lives. And so I was doing a Scientific American article today on trauma, right? Traumas that we've had in our lives and different experiences we've had from when we were growing up to when we became adults to what may even exist in our lives today. And how that trauma in our life, abuse of some sort, verbal abuse, bullying, physical abuse, how that impacts our brain and how it impacts the way our brain thinks and operates and builds trust or lack thereof of what possibilities may exist in our lives. So we look at our sleep habits and what happens during sleep that brings up nightmares of dreams or brings up dreams of creativity and pleasantness, and how do we take those and move that forward? So we know mental challenges are one thing, and that's the Maximum Memory online course, but we also know that how we get sleep and how we handle stress in our lives, the emotional stress of positivity, excitement, enthusiasm of what can be and what you can do, new pathways and possibilities that we wake up with and think about every day, versus the traumas that we've had in our lives that set us back and tarnish our self-image a bit and give us a clink in our armor that make us a little bit leery to go out and try new things or experience new possibilities. So how do we deal with those elements and how we process those stresses that may sometimes create anxiety and depression? What do we do in terms of our exercise routines? God, I think we all know by now exercise almost seems to be the magic pill for everything. But are we doing some form of exercise that now, at least we've learned, is coming in three pieces? It comes in the piece of aerobics. So what are we doing to physically walking, moving about? They call it movement. So what movements are we making that build our breathing? And for aerobics, I was doing something today where I was just walking and hopping. So I would walk and hop, and then walk and hop every 5 or 6 steps. And it was interesting in terms of the impact it had on my thighs and my calves and my ankles, which is a way of saying, wow, you can walk and actually build muscle at the same time to some level of maintaining stability of your muscles and also balance so that you're not falling. What do we do for our muscles, right? What are we doing for these babies here? You know, we see lots of people at the gym today, they're doing a lot of work for their muscles. And then I ask, what are you doing for your brain exercises, which are the mental challenges? But what are we doing for our flexibility in terms of muscles? What are we doing for building some strength? More and more science is telling us is as we get sick or age or we get older, chemo treatments for cancer patients, we actually break down muscles. So what are we doing to maintain our muscle strength and our muscle health? And then the third thing is flexibility. So what do we do being more flexible? How do we maintain things in our life that keep our bodies, our hips, our ankles, our knees moving about so that as we are in this movement stage of running or walking or lifting or carrying something from the car to the kitchen or house or whatever, we maintain a level of flexibility and muscle strength and aerobic fitness that maintains an overall level of not only physical well-being, but we're finding more and more as it impacts our mental well-being. And of course, it'd be silly not to acknowledge and admit that nutrition is equally important. And what do we do as it relates to nutrition? And how do we maintain good nutritional habits of balancing our fats and our carbs and our proteins within a diet that mixes all three of those together in some ratio of proportion that really does the best in terms of feeding not just our physical system, but our mental systems of synaptic gaps and nerve and brain firings that maintain good, strong mental conditions and health. So these are the things that the world is telling us about today. We are putting these things together into an overall package that will be coming up probably April, May, called the Brain Power Series, of things that people can do in terms of mnemonics, elements of brain fitness, and how to become a super learner. So I am very excited about where 2022 is going, between our memory competition, between the online work that we've learned to do during our COVID times, and the work and the colleagues that we're building, the partnerships that we're embracing that are really going to make 2022 a really terrific year and really something that can make a difference in more and more lives of the people that want to do something to maintain better mental fitness and brain fitness as well. So have a good evening. We'll see you. I may not be back with you on Friday. If I don't make the Friday Live with Tony, I'll try to catch up with you on Saturday. But if not, we'll be back here next Monday. I'm just not sure with the temperatures we have here in Florida going into the mid-80s. I may be spending Friday at the beach. I won't tell you which one, but it's going to be close to Cape Kennedy so I can see a rocket go off. Have a good night. Have a good week. Maybe we'll see you Friday, and if not, I've been sitting on a beach somewhere, and we'll catch up with you next Monday.